There's nothing I love more than being in a wood shop. The scent of fresh cut lumber and being surrounded by well-loved tools is the greatest feeling for me. I've been a professional furniture maker for the past 10 plus years, but today I am an amateur. After milling all my parts to close dimensions, I like to clean them up with hand planes. I don't really use any sandpaper in my work. I do the final finish with my best plane, but in order to do this, all of the pieces to this shelf need to be as flat as possible and free of any imperfection that show in the final finish. Sharpening is the foundation to any hand tool woodworking, so I take a lot of care with this part of the process. The final stone I use is this very oversized but beautiful natural stone. I love the smoky polish it leaves on my blade. Japanese planes aren't completely flat on the bottom and need some conditioning to work at their best. So I have another plane to work on my plane. Hand plane inception, I guess. But this is one of the critical parts of getting thin, beautiful shavings. I'm constantly paying attention to my shavings and adjusting the plane as I work, making sure I keep my hand pressure consistent to keep everything nice and flat for a good finish later on. If this type of craft appeals to you and you'd like to learn more, I created a buyer's guide for Japanese hand tools, as well as various plans. For those who have already purchased them, I truly appreciate your support and hope they brought good value to you. I'm also releasing detailed courses on getting started with Japanese woodcraft next month. All the links are in the description below. There's something quite special about doing something just for the love of it. And although I have found enjoyment while working for clients, working without thought of having to be efficient and slowing down to truly enjoy what I'm doing is priceless. chisel out the waste in between the two tenons, making sure to stay a little away from my knife line, sitting down on the piece of wood using my body weight as a clamp. Then, I'll clamp the piece to my bench so I can get a better view of my line, and I'll do a final pass with my largest chisel to get a nice, clean shoulder line. There's nothing more satisfying than putting together nice fitting joinery. It makes me feel like a kid again, just snapping Legos together. After all that work, pressing the pieces together and seeing the tenons coming through without any gaps is a small reward halfway through this project. It helps me to keep going. After getting the case put together, I need to make sure the front is all flat. So I'll take my block plane and shave it down until everything lines up. So once I start laying everything out for all of my dados and grooves, there won't be any gaps in the joiner. I get a lot of questions about this Azabiki saw. Here's the way I use it most often. I use a straight edge as a guide to cut the rough shape of this dado for the shelf. Once I've sawn the two lines for the dado, I'll start chiseling down to the line starting with a small chisel and then cleaning it up with my kote nomi. Although this is such a simple cut, I have to saw perfectly on my line in order to get a tight fit. Sometimes the simplest of tasks can feel the most pressured. Now this is a very simple project, one that I think will still be beautiful, but for me this isn't simply just about the end product. It's how I got there. Tuning my planes, sharpening my blades well, and challenging myself to get the cleanest joints with hand tools helps me refocus on what it is about this craft that I love, the quiet nature of wood. So in something simple like this hanging shelf, I try to elevate the details, even ones that no one will know are there. wife's cousin is a phenomenal cook. Nothing tastes like her food. She often talks about how what you are feeling in the moment you are cooking comes through the taste of the food. So she says that the love she puts into every part of the process is her secret ingredient. I'd like to think that about everything we do with our hands. Now, I wouldn't recommend tasting this walnut, but I hope the enjoyment comes through this piece and adds a special beauty. So whatever it is you make, or how you do it, I think it's important to put our whole selves into our work, to find enjoyment in the small details, and offer what we have to give to the people around us.